The main purpose of Two Sides of the Same Coin was to produce a social space to document stories of social spaces in Plymouth. We started with LGBTQIA plus voices to try and bridge the gap between this narrative of Plymouth history and LGBT history in the city, particularly with the Navy. You have the Navy history, you have queer history.
The project came out of Plymouth culture. They did an open call out for a public art structure or project that could take place in the city, specifically the High Street. We got really interested in a couple of different British Art Show 9 exhibitions and specifically started looking at Beryl Cook. And Beryl did this wonderful painting which is called The Back Room. It's a painting of lots of presumably LGBT people having a really great time. The Back Room was, from about the 1950s to the 1970s, was sort of a safe space for LGBT people.
Which is why we produced a pub-like setting. We really liked that it is this setting, which is intersectional. It is for LGBT people, but it was also naval. Any kind of undesirable people can go there, and it became this melting pot of culture, essentially. One of the things that really interested me was to provide this pub-like setting in a public space for people to discuss their memories of Plymouth and have this intersectional pub-like feeling, to discuss their memories, to discuss things to bring into the archive and talk about things in a way that they wouldn't in a museum or in an interview setting, and just as if they're chilling with a mate or with a stranger with a pint in their hand.
And as part of these events, we really want people to come and tell their story and record them so we can add them to our bar. The idea of a living archive is so that it will continue to grow and change every time you see it. So part of that was getting people to write postcards about, their favourite memory of Plymouth, why they live in Plymouth, anything really about this great city. So I've got one that says, at Plymouth Uni, we used to get naked in the bombed out church at the end of every academic year. Which just is fantastic. I'm sure there's a theatre show in there or something, isn't there?
And another one titled Leadworks. In search for a space where queer accessibility was easy to find, there was a group of friends and I began going here after only a few weeks ago. It helps give me a chance to explore the fluidity of my trans expression.
It's important to say, we had such a wide range of stories that came in. That idea of something might seem so small to them, but actually is really important to celebrate the minute as well as the macro, So moving forward with the project, we really, really want to make sure that the pub gets seen by as many people as possible and that those stories get experienced and read and listened to and enjoyed, and so that other people can add their version of Plymouth and their version and their story.